Welcome to our Daily Portions with WIT Ministries. My name is Matt Russell, and I'm the Ministry Director at WIT Ministries. For more information about our ministry, you can go to our website at pursuitfortruth.com. That is Pursuit for Truth, all spelled out.com. Today's portion is Exodus 3, the burning bush. Now Moses was pasturing the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law, the priest of Midian, and he led the flock to the west side of the wilderness and came to Horeb, the mountain of God. The angel of the Lord appeared to him in a blazing fire from the midst of a bush, and he looked, and behold, the bush was burning with fire, yet the bush was not consumed. So Moses said, I must turn aside now and see this marvelous sight, why the bush is not burned up. When the Lord saw that he turned aside to look, God called to him from the midst of the bush and said, Moses, Moses. And he said, Here I am. Then he said, Do not come near here. Remove your sandals from your feet, for the place on which you are standing is holy ground. He said also, I am the God of your father, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. Then Moses hid his face, for he was afraid to look at God. The Lord said, I have surely seen the affliction of my people who are in Egypt, and have given heed to their cry because of their taskmaster, for I am aware of their sufferings. So I have come down to deliver them from the power of the Egyptians and bring them up from that land to a good and spacious land, to a land flowing with milk and honey, to the place of the Canaanite and the Hittite and the Amorite and the Perizzite and the Hivite and the Jebusite. Now behold, the cry of the sons of Israel has come to me. Furthermore, I have seen the oppression with which the Egyptians are oppressing them. The mission of Moses. Therefore, come now, and I will send you to Pharaoh, so that you may bring my people, the sons of Israel, out of Egypt. But Moses said to God, Who am I that I should go to Pharaoh, and that I should bring the sons of Israel out of Egypt? And he said, Certainly, I will be with you, and this shall be the sign that it is I who have sent you. When you have brought the people out of Egypt, you shall worship God at this mountain. Then Moses said to God, Behold, I am going to the sons of Israel, and I will say to them, The God of your fathers has sent me to you. Now they may say to me, What is his name? What shall I say to them? God said to Moses, I am who I am. And he said, Thus you shall say to the sons of God, of Israel, I am has sent me to you. God furthermore said to Moses, Thus you shall say to the sons of Israel, The Lord, the God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob has sent me to you. This is my name forever, and this is my memorial name to all generations. Go and gather the elders of Israel together and say to them, The Lord, the God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, has appeared to me, saying, I am indeed concerned about you and what has been done to you in Egypt. So I said, I will bring you up out of the affliction of Egypt to the land of the Canaanite and the Hittite and the Amorite and the Perizzite and the Hivite and the Jebusite, to a land flowing with milk and honey. They will pay heed to what you say, and you with the elders of Israel will come to the king of Egypt, and you will say to them, The Lord, the God of the Hebrews, has met with us. So now, please, let us go a 3 days' journey into the wilderness, that we may sacrifice to the Lord our God. But I know that the king of Egypt will not permit you to go except under compulsion. So I will stretch out my hand and strike Egypt with all my miracles, which I shall do in the midst of it. And after that, he will let you go. I will grant this people favor in the sight of the Egyptians, and it shall be that when you go, you will not go empty-handed. But every woman shall ask of her neighbor and the woman who lives in her house articles of silver and articles of gold and clothing, and you will put them on your sons and daughters. Thus you will plunder the Egyptians. So, in the process of saving Israel, God knew the plan, and he sent forth Joseph beforehand. Even though from Joseph's perspective, it was trouble and all these things stacked up, being thrown into a pit, sold into slavery, then in charge of all the slaves, and then thrown into jail and left to rot. All these things that he didn't deserve, he was facing, but the Lord was with him. So in those rough times of testing, he knew the Lord was with him. And then as he came out, and after he interpreted Pharaoh's dream successfully, Pharaoh said, You seem to be pretty smart. We're going to put you second in command, and everybody has to do what you just said. So they knew that there was famine coming. So they set aside. all the story that was put beautifully together by God, all of it was ultimately to, one, make Egypt the wealthiest, most powerful nation in the world. But then two, to bring Israel and all of that nation into Egypt to settle in Goshen so they could thrive and grow. But God wasn't done. He knew that he was going to need to get them out of Egypt. He led them into Egypt to save them. Now he's going to be taking them out of Egypt to go back to the land they just came from. So, hundreds of years earlier, but still, they're going back to the land they came from. So he knows what's going to happen. He knows this plan. That makes this a God-ordained prophecy. He's telling Moses, while Moses is still contemplating whether or not he wants to even take part in this. And he's telling Moses, look, this is what's going to happen. He said, and at the end of this, not only are you going to be set free, he's at first, Pharaoh's not going to let you. But then after I perform my miracles, after he sees those, finally, reluctantly, he's going to let you go. But as you're leaving, Egypt is also going to take all of their wealth, which God caused for to go to Egypt. God knew that he was building Egypt up to be this wealthy, most prosperous country or nation in the world. But before Israel's leaving, he says, you're going to know this. They're going to give all of their wealth over to you, and then they'll send you out. So Moses is being told this prophecy well before it even takes place. And he has an opportunity to act in faith or to act in fear. We're going to see how he reacts soon. But God said, this is what I am setting before you. This is what will be. And it's Moses' opportunity to say, well, as the Lord speaks, so be it. And just follow along in faith. Well, God has done the same thing for us. Before we were even born, he knew us. He saw us. He pieced us together in our mother's womb. He knitted us together with the care of his hands. In fact, it says that we are his masterpiece. So we are the clay, the putty, the painting. We are his artful, beautiful, glorious masterpiece. He put us together. He gave us strengths, abilities. He gave us our unique retina design. He gave us our unique fingerprints. He gave us our unique voice out of our voice box. He knows us intimately, and he made us uniquely on purpose. Now you can choose to live in faith, follow along in that, to fulfill what God has spoken over you, or you can choose to live in fear and run the other way. But as for me, I'm going to serve the Lord. I want to become who God made me to be. In fact, he even tells us that in heaven, there's some that are going to be great and there's some that are going to be least. He says there are different levels to heaven. There's blessings that you can have in abundance, or there's blessings that you're going to miss out on. You'd still be in heaven. Well, I'm not a competitive person, but I want the best. So I'm going to do everything I can, not just to follow blindly, but I want to dig in and I want to look and see. I'm going to pray that God would show me the truth in his word, that I could be a seer, a hearer, as well as a doer of his word. So, Father, thank you for your word. Thank you for your truth, and thank you for your guidance. And I just pray that you would continue to show us who it is that you made us to be, that we can continue to grow and walk that out in our lives. And I pray for all this in Jesus' name.